welcome back to FM23, Bop to the Top, here with Swansea. If you missed the last episode, we're now with Swansea. The start of the season hasn't gone very well. The bad form continued after we last was on. Not great. We managed to get a couple of draws, more losses, as you expected. But in the last few games, things have started to turn around. We got a 2-0 win against Sheffield Wednesday. We went out against Bournemouth in the Cup. Another 3-1 win against Huddersfield. I think it really started to turn for us because Southampton were second at the time. We got a 1-1 draw. Watford, fourth at the time. We got a 2-2 draw. Coventry in our last game, 5-1 victory. So maybe we're starting to turn it around. That was an away game as well, which is good for us. Our home form has been pretty poor, really. So it's time to turn that around in the next two games. First, we've got away to Derby, and then we've got a home game against QPR. Now, on other news, Tommy Doyle in on a free, and that was a fairly recent one. Got him in on a free, came up on a free transfer. He's not a bad little fella. As you can see here, it hasn't really got the chance to play much for us because we can't register him, which is a downside to doing stuff outside the windows. On outgoings, Tommy Miles went off to Sheffield Wednesday. Terrell Pennant is out on loan, along with Nathan Wood, who finally left out on loan. And Rahan Davis went to Barnet on loan. No fee there. Just pretty much a straightforward deal. On deals done for the future, we've got outgoings. Nathan Young-Coombs. Newcastle came in with a bid that we couldn't really refuse. 37 million. That's not up front, unfortunately. That is spaced out over some time. And I say we couldn't refuse it. The board didn't refuse it. We negotiated the first time round. They cancelled, and then they came back a week later with a bigger offer, which the board accepted. Since then, Coombs has been a grumpy son of a gun, a miserable so-and-so, and his performances have been so poor that he's dropped down in the star rating. He's just been awful for us. So he's now in the under-21s. He will not be playing again for us. And there you go, look, his value is now up to 47 million. So there we have it. He's on his way out. So why not get preemptive and start spending some money? We have done. First, Omar Hutchinson from Chelsea will be coming into the club in January. He's more one for the future and bit part player for the wings. So he's one for the future, definite. We signed him for just under 650, I think it was, 625. He's going to be worth double that, if not more, by the time he brings himself along to us. Another one we brought in, Douglas Mendes, central defender, 21-year-old Brazilian, passed a work permit, pretty straightforward, £20,000 paid down for that. As you can see, his value is already shooting up before he's come to us. He is one to flip, I believe. And then our striker, the one that's coming in to replace Nathan Coombs. Definitely one for the future, 20-year-old, 3-star already. Good attacking, not a bit of bad speed, nice technical, mental and physical. We are struggling to find all those things and some aerial, unfortunately. Now, he's signed for a hefty fee. I believe it's 9-point-something million. 9.75 million. He's worth up to 12. His value is only going to increase at that age as well. So he's one to watch. He'll be coming in to replace Nathan Coombs. And if we can help it, we will be getting some more done. On potential incomings, we have Fabio Silva Riz. Again, very low. He's one for the future. He doesn't show you here, but he's a 4.5 star possibility. We signed him for a dirt cheap price, 18-year-old Brazilian, pending work permits. If we can sign this guy, whether he's good or not, should be nice to flip and make a nice tidy profit on. Same can be said for Sorizo. Apparently the work permit is very likely, which is great. This guy does have a little bit of aerial, does have a little bit of speed. He will need a lot of training to become first team quality for for certain. Again, he's up to about 4-star potential rating. Really, he's coming in to be flipped. Byron Sturdonk is another one we're trying to get in. We're paying around 200k, I believe, or at least is what we're trying to do. He's got a bit more of a potential about him, 4.5-star potential. 21 years old. He'll probably be used as the flipper as well. This will definitely boost our under 21 squad with these players coming in. The best part about it, if any of them are any good, we'll stick them in the first team because they're under 21 and we don't have to register them. Fantastic. With that, we're going to jump straight into match day against Derby County. A few changes you may have noticed. Callum Mee isn't playing. He's out injured. It shouldn't be too long, 2 or 3 weeks. Not a big problem. You will notice one thing though. George Bello back from injury. He actually had a second setback after his first injury was done. He pulled on thigh muscle in training and was out for a further week. So he's just coming back from that. He's not quite fit to start, but he is well enough to play from the bench. Michael Obafemi has been pretty darn lethal at the moment, so he starts up front. And Law has come in. Was it Law? No, there we go. Tyler Morton's come in for Zanzano, who's picked up a knock and is out for a little while. So with that, it's mostly an unchanged squad, but hopefully we can carry on where we left off in the last one. So here we go, first highlight of the day, and it looks like Derby on the ball, just playing it around at the back. Normally these first highlights, a few seconds in, are absolute scrap. There we go, it's gone. Well, yeah, that's the first one off the go. We're playing in our orange kit today, so it does seem that Derby does have Swansea do have 3 kits, dark, light, and the bright orange, which is actually quite nice. I like this kit. But here we go on the attack. I'm going to call him Leadbird rather than anything else because I'm used to that name. But there we go, Laddie had the ball and knocked it on. It ends up with nothing, and it looks like nothing's going to happen to this. But then again, Johns picked it up from Morton's tackle. Addison on the far left, back to Darling, into Morton, tries to get it across, does. Larios breaks forward. There goes the wing back. It's not a bad effort from him. He could have done better, but we won't hold that against him. 15 minutes in, it looks all square at the moment. We've got the better of the highlights for starters, and he says that as Cashin intercepts that ball, knocks it down to Arthur, pulls it forward towards Bloxham, who crosses it in. Good hands by Kova. That's the end of that one. I thought we might have had a counter-attack then, but no. And here we go, Bafemi knocks it across Larius, all the way across the 18-yard box towards John, who runs into the box, finds a cross, goes straight into the keeper's hands. Could have done a little better there, not going to complain too much. We're approaching the 20-minute mark. I am going to shout a bit of demand more. It's probably and hopefully the only shout I'll have to do. But if you look at the XG rating, considering how many highlights we've had, it doesn't look good for Swansea. Looking over at the team there's Obafemi has not really got into the game too well, which is a bit of a worry because none of our strikers are scoring bar him, and we have rotated them so much to try and find someone to score goals. So until January we are pretty stuck with what we've got. As Derby now make a move forward with, I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name, Shanganisi. Anyway, Cullen, former Swansea player. Thank God Kovic got a hand of that ball. I tell you what, I am getting sick and tired of these former Swansea players coming back to haunt us in games. And that's the end of the first half. You can see by the XG, Derby are dominating, so not great on that one. Let's head into the dressing room and throw a bit of a paddy fit. No, we're not going to throw a paddy fit, but we are going to say we're very disappointed. Hopefully that'll fire them up. We're going to start the second half as it was. No changes at start, but changes will happen fairly rapidly. I'm going to try and hold out the team to about the 60th minute mark and then make our first set of substitutions. Will we get a highlight between now and then? We do. It looks like a Derby highlight. Who's playing out from the back with Long, Williams, It's cashing. I mean, they're going to play around and be a bit of a pain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into instructions. Just have a little look. What can we change? Anything. Rolling out, possession, lovely jubbly. I'm going to bring that one back. There, a fraction. We want you to stay up, feet, defensive line, step up more, trap on the outside and stop the crosses. Let's go with that. Let's see if that will help with the defensive line up at all. I do get worried when they have highlights like this. Plays really well. Larius is able to dink it out. Shawnee's able to get his head on. Back to Addison. Addison breaks away. He's running dead centre. No one's breaking into him. He's been able to get all the way, but a very tamed effort at the last. Straight into the goalkeeper's hands. Disappointed with that man. Very disappointed. Right, we're going to jump into the sub-screen. It's time to make a change. I think first off, Akpom's going to come on because he's not playing that great. And I'm going to have to take John off. Should we bring Bello on? I'm going to bring Bello on. Could be a risky move. We know he's not 100% match fit. But we're going to bring Bello on, and we're going to also give him a little bit of a team talk. There's plenty of time left. I want you to change things. I really should have selected who I wanted to talk to, but we'll confirm that. And back into the game. 65 minutes. They want me to do another sub. Bunsen Law is struggling. I'm going to try and hold him off if I can. Preferably no injuries. Would be nice. We jump in to do our second load of subs on about 75th minute mark. 74th, there we go. Law will be our first contender. Callum Connolly is going to come on for him. Looking through, I'm going to have to take Catlin off. He's knackered. Addison is knackered and he's nervous. I don't like that, but I don't like that even more. So Young's going to come across. Addison's going to play on the left. And I'm going to bring O'Benner off there. That's how we're going to go for the finish. I think that's going to have to do it. As the ball gets played through to the goalkeeper, is able to get hold of that ball. Ooh, that was not what you want to see when you first come back into the game. Right, all changed there. I don't believe we have any substitutions left, and I've just realised how tiring the defensive line is. The attacking line's looking better, but yeah, we need something to happen. I think in the last few seconds we're going to go ultra attacking, shouty with the demand more, and see anything happens. That could backfire as they get a highlight with Kerr able to play out from the back. Robbed by Morton. Akpom goes towards the right. Addison picks it up, knocks it in. There's Craig. That probably was the match-winning opportunity, and he just put it over the top. And now Derby's going to push forward. Bello tried to get there, was unable to get hold of the ball. Coyle breaks down on the right-hand side, pushing past the defender. He gets past Connolly, knocks it into Frost. Frost knocks back to Coyle. Coyle to the byline, knocks it across. Oh my dickety days. Harry Darling puts it in the back of her own net. 2 minutes past the extra time. Oh my word. You just knew something was going to happen. I thought we were turning it around, and Harry Darling, probably the most consistent player we've had, has popped it into the back of the net. He's had a poor game by his standards. I honestly thought that was heading to a 0-0 draw, and they pulled that out of the bag. And Harry Darling's best defender. Oh dear FM, what are you doing to me? So with that, Derby move up to 14th. I swear they were 10th a few minutes ago, but they move up to 14th. We've dropped down to 16th, 3 points off the relegation zone. I did not want to be in a relegation battle this year, but it looks like it's going to be. Our next game, Queen's Park Rangers at home in a few days' time. Let's hope things improve when we get there. Match day. Swansea QPR. It's finally here. With Victis Zensenko, however you want to say his name. He's back in the team. That's pretty much the only change from the starting lineup from the last one. Hopefully this time round we're going to get a result. It's against Queen's Park Rangers, who are in the relegation zone. They're about 4 points below us, 4 or 3. So yeah, hopefully we can pull something out of the bag here and come out with a strong win. We're starting on positive. I would have gone attacking, but I just thought I'd be a little bit more cautious from the start. Our possession's better, our pass completion's better. We're starting to get our passing game going. However, they seem to have the first one. No, we've got the first highlight. As Darling goes back to Laddie. Laddie knocks it long. We've got no one that's got any aerial threat up there, so knocking it long probably isn't going to help. Willock breaks through the front line. Seriously, 10 minutes just frigging real. FM hates me. It hates me. I mean, it's punishing me for leaving Cheshunt. They had one shot on target and he got that as a goal, and now they're breaking away with the XG. Larius with a throw-in. Down to Cian. Back to Larius. Moves on the infield slightly. Back to Leddy. All the way back towards the goalkeeper. Kova knocks it out to Darling. Darling looks up. Knocks it to the far wing to Adam. Adson knocks it down. John. Ball goes in forward. There's Cian. Out on the attack. Bosh! Straight through the goalkeeper. He didn't direct that. He just thumped it as hard as he could. Straight at the keeper. And the keeper was not able to stop it. We pulled one back. 1-1. That's what we want to see. It's this lovely little ball. He just held up, knocked it into John, and John first time saw a perfect weighted pass. I mean, if that had been me, I'd have gone far corner, but Serjan just wanted to smash the damn ball, and fair plays to him. We've got a highlight straight from the kickoff. I don't like these. Kazar, I don't. Rolls, knocks it over long. Laddie's able to get his head on it, so did Law. Mumby is there. Mumby back to Laddie. Laddie knocks it long. We're not good in the air. We've lost that one out. But managed to get the ball back. There goes Adson. Adson with a long shot. Very tamed. Poor effort. Straight into Nichols' hand. And that's the end of that one. So 20 odd minutes in. Not a lot has happened. I am going to demand more now. We've berated them. Now we're demanding more of them. Because a draw is not going to help us out. We need a win. I'm tempted to go attacking for the final part of this. However, they seem to have a highlight. And it goes past everyone at the back. And they've still managed to get it, even after a tackle. As Alves gets to the byline, crosses it in. Willock couldn't get his head on it. Addison unable to retrieve. Alves turns it inside. Shoots, goes around the outside of the post. Although I was worried then that the keeper was... The ref was given a penalty. The way his arms swung out. Thankfully he didn't. Last few minutes of the second half. We're into the last 5. Not much has changed. XG's going up for both teams slowly. Nothing special or spectacular happening. Obafemi's not having a great game. We've not been able to get our attacking line in at all during this season. It's been poor for them. I think we'll say we keep going, we can do this. Attack inside. You've not been good enough in front of goal. End of story. I need you to pick it up. If you drop below 6.2 in the first 10 minutes, you're out of here. So we start off with a first half highlight. Kovacs had to come right out. He's almost playing as a left back there. John Darling. Let's not muck up this close to the line. Over to Larius. Forward to Mumba. Mumba playing with fire the way he's playing there. Goes back to Laddie, who's got a yellow card, probably going to have to come off in the 60th minute mark. Darling, all the way back towards the goalkeeper. This is very patient play. Laddie forward. Larius. Laddie. Laddie knocks the ball long. Obafemi's not able to clear, but he gets it ball through to Addison. Addison knocks it in. There's Cian. That was poor effort on goal. He's just dragged it miles wide. And I think I'm going to jump in and do a sub early. I really think, Obafemi has been poor in this one. I'm trying to hold out. I've got a few yellow cards though, so really want to get those yellows off. As Kerswick takes a throw in. Mumby able to get a foot in, but it didn't really do much. And they've still maintained possession. And they're playing it around nice and quickly. Long ball over the top. It's been left. He's been left by the defence. Keeper was left nowhere, and thankfully their shot was not on target. Otherwise we would have found ourselves down. Obafemi's coming off. Akpom on. Laddie has played brilliantly, but on the yellow card booking, I'm not taking a chance. So Connolly's going to come on in his place. There's not really much more changes to make at the moment, so we'll go with that. It's 1-1. We're going to shout, demand more. Let's see if we can get something out of this team. We've got lots of greens, but we need goals. Goals we are struggling for. As Serjan's rating starts to dip a little. Larius has now got a booking on the 75th minute. We'll stop that and take him off. Craig can come in and play a role at the back. Lowell's a bit knackered. Tyler Morton can come in for him. We've also got George Bellew, who I am tempted to bring on. I really am. The only issue I have is that he's left. I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring Bellew on for Zaksuna and swap him for Marco John. Because John's a bit of a bit player. He can play pretty much everywhere. 79th minute. They're on the attack with Dickey. They pulled it all the way back to their central defender, who takes the ball over towards the top. Unable to get there is Willock, and Mumby is going to be able to break away. On that wing, back to Craig. Craig goes all the way back to Connolly. Connolly's going to hold the ball up, go towards the centre. 1-2 with Morton. Back to Craig on the wing. Back to Craig on the wing again. 1-2 positional play. Ball gets switched across ball. Bellow's there on the left-hand side. It was a poor pass by Bellew, and that's going to probably end our highlight and turn it into a counter-attack for them. Morton's able to stick a foot in. Doesn't get past Lowell though. Breaks through for the striker, who shoots across goal, and thankfully for us, it goes just wide the far post. Not liking it. I'm going to go very attacking. I'm going to shout, demand more. We've got 5 minutes. Can we get that one elusive goal that finally gives us a win? We're not going to get it. We're not even going to get a highlight. It ends 1-1. This season is all about draws, draws, draws. Look at the XG. But where was the goal? Where was the goal? The strikers. Useless. So with that, a disappointing draw. We're dropping down again. We're now down to 19th on 14 points. There's a long way to go in the season yet. And when you look at the top team, Norwich, who played 14 games and 30 points, averaging a 2.1 point average. If we went on a big enough win streak, we could find ourselves up in the playoff mix. It's not out of possibility. I mean, preferably, I want to finish mid-table this season, a consolidation. But at the moment, it looks like a relegation battle. It really does. But on the plus side, we are the only team below 12th place with a positive goal difference. So we're doing something right, and that something's defensively. Unfortunately, as much as we've set up for attack, our attackers are not doing the job. At this rate, January cannot come quick enough so we can get that money in for Coombs, who's been awful, and hopefully sign a couple of strikers that can propel us forward. I only need one to start scoring goals, and at this rate, I honestly am considering bringing back players from loan, and you know who I'm talking about, the Welsh wizard, bringing back from Cheshunt and have him up front. I am very tempted. You never know, it may happen in the next one. So until then, this has been Matty G, scratching my head and wondering what the hell I'm doing wrong.